Right. Cool. All right, I'm about 99% sure that the stream is going to be working. So, what is good? This is the return of Monday Iron Radio. I'm Rafi. Got a couple things to discuss here. First being the lead found in protein powder and the pre-workout vape. Probably going to be a pretty short show. I did a little dry run. It's probably be like 10 minutes or so. Because I'm just easing back into it and doing it on Rumble because, one, it's a little easier, and two, YouTube is unusable. It's fine on like my computer because my ad blocker still works most of the time there. But if I'm trying to watch a 4-minute video on my phone or anything on my Roku TV, I can't pause it without being bombarded with a 2-minute unskippable ad. It's probably still going to make its way on there, but Rumble's going to be it just because it's easier and YouTube sucks now. I'm not paying for premium. Fuck that. So the first order of business is the Consumer Reports article that came out in October about protein powders and shakes containing very high levels of heavy metals, particularly lead. Now, what they found was that both plant-based and animal-based products both had them to some degree, but for the most part, the plant-based products were significantly higher in their testing. So going to go over which products they tested, what they found, and more importantly, how does the lead even get into these products? And why are the plant proteins the worst offenders in here? So the big problems in the study were Naked Nutrition's vegan mass gainer and Huel's Black Edition chocolate powder. Both having about 1,500 to 1,200% of Consumer Reports' level of concern for lead. I had trouble figuring out what Consumer Reports' level of concern actually means because it does sound fake. But I did find there's like 5.5 is a safe amount, or I don't know. But whatever their amount is, right, it tracks with the CDC's blood lead reference value of 3.5 micrograms per deciliter. And that's what qualifies as an unsafe amount of lead in a child's blood. So maybe the whole thing's overblown. Don't really know, but the fact remains that there's more lead in the pea proteins compared to the Optimum Nutrition like whey protein, BSN, Transparent Labs, that all have under 100% of Consumer Reports' level of concern. And those are all going to be like milk, eggs, and beef based proteins. So wanted to know why that was. And what I learned was that outside of snacking on paint chips, lead is literally everywhere, from the equipment that processes the food products, drinking water, the water that actually goes into cleaning and making the products, and even just breathing air, boom, lead. But the difference between the plant-based and the animal-based products is that most of the plant-based products use pea protein. And like the article states, lead can enter the pea protein at the manufacturing plant when the dried peas are dehulled and ground into flour, depending on what types of machines are using, and like what kind of metals are used on those. And since it can come from water, it can also enter the peas themselves, or like the pea protein, when they mix the pea flour to separate the starch and the fiber. And especially if the water wasn't tested for contamination beforehand. And it can also enter the actual peas themselves as they're being grown if the water/soil has higher lead levels. So at literally every step of the way, it's over before it even began. And more lead just keeps getting sprinkled on your product as time goes on. Now, Consumer Reports wasn't able to determine the origin of the pea protein in the products they tested because a lot of companies don't have to disclose where their pea protein comes from. According to Volza, which is a research company, data company, I think, the U.S. imports most of its pea protein from China, Belgium, and Germany. The reason why that's important to note is because different regulations, different countries could affect the lead levels based on how they're allowed to process the protein and how they grow the peas. So huge gray area, but wouldn't be crazy to point out how pea protein is the common theme here because Huel and Naked Nutrition, Consumer Reports, CR's top offenders, both use that as their main source of plant-based protein. So I don't know. I'm sure plant-based protein has come a long way. Last time I had it, it was just garbage. Even Optimum Nutrition, the pioneers of good-tasting protein, in my opinion, and for a lot of us, it was our first protein powder, did not taste good. I think it was like 2018 or 19 when they introduced it at their Arnold Classic booth years ago. But again, I'm sure someone's figured out how to make one that doesn't taste like dog shit. Regarding other shit that we put in our bodies, I found that pre-workout vapes exist. I've seen the B12 ones before, like years ago, but this is an actual pre-workout vape, and it's in reference to Will Tennyson's video where he tried 7 levels of performance enhancers that included canned oxygen, caffeine pouches, and a pre-workout vape from the company V-Rush. So V-Rush's formula uses pretty familiar ingredients like beetroot, taurine, alpha GPC, beta alanine, citrulline, some others, but it is in a vape, and their Instagram post states that they utilize the pulmonary delivery method, inhalation, which bypasses the gut, allowing you to absorb 100% of the product by keeping the ingredients intact, followed by the chart that suggests that 0.16 milligrams of caffeine in their vape is the equivalent dose of the 200 milligrams of caffeine you would find in an energy drink, along with suggesting that the other fractional doses, like the 0.04 milligrams of beta alanine, is equivalent to the 3,000 milligrams that you'd find in an energy drink or a supplement, and so on. So, like, if you're dry scooping pre-workout and you accidentally inhale it, like, you're fucked, you're done. But I guess if you're burning it and inhaling it, maybe that does make a difference and improves safety for the lungs compared to choking on powder. Maybe it does go down easier, but I don't see how you can combust the ingredients, burn them, breathe it in, and it still go to your bloodstream and affect your performance in the exact same way. Now, in Tennyson's video, what he found was his energy was up, the brain felt good, he hit a 10-pound PR on some barbell rows, but it was harder to breathe. Go figure. But it does make you wonder if you could purify pre-workout with baking soda, maybe smoke some rocks, that might be a different video. Because like beta alanine, I've ordered raw bags of that stuff before. That's what makes your face tingle, makes you feel like that the product's actually working. Now, I don't know how that really translates in vape form, because they're like, if you've ever seen it, it's like crystals. And this isn't the first caffeine vape out there. Like, there were those B12 vapes that you might have got ads for forever ago, and I was researching a little more into it. There used to be something called Eagle Energy, which was some e-liquid or something like that. And that also had other ingredients like taurine and guarana, which is some of the same stuff that's in the vape, the V-Rush vape. So overall, I don't get it. Maybe I'm old. My sense of wonder has left me. It's above my pay grade, maybe. It just seems stupid to me. Closing out the live, I just looked in the archives and pulled some old Instagram questions. I really just got two. So Zyn flavor ranking from Majin Bra, the boy. So I don't know what it is about what is in the Zyns, but they actually make my brain not work. I used to have a stutter, got over that like years ago. And the Zyn was the first pouch that I'd ever tried. It was when I started selling cards because like everyone else was doing them. And it just it gave me a sick head rush and then just like shut down my brain. Like, my stutter came back, I couldn't think, and it was just like awful. It was really good for the first couple of minutes. And then I moved on to ONs, which have higher nicotine content on it. But it was just a different hit. Didn't make me go stupid, still felt nice. Recently what I found, and I'll do a flavor ranking based on these, wins. So I found them at a smoke shop, and they make a lot higher dosages in them. I'm going up to 14. I know like there are international ones you can go to, like 25, 50 milligrams is probably 100 milligrams out there. Not really sure. These ones knocked me on my ass before, because 14 milligrams is a lot. That is, I think like a cigarette's like 1 to 2 milligrams per cig, and so it's just like smoking multiple packs, whatever. But kick-ass buzz for sure. Wintergreen's pretty good. Banana Chill is fantastic. Their mango is okay. Was it the lime? So if I had to rank those, I'd probably go wintergreen, banana, mango, and lime. And then also from AM Fitness HQ, have you thought about hopping on the lower upper body craze at the moment? So not really. Real shit. I kind of took like an unplanned break just because stuff got really busy with cars and stuff like that. So I was really inconsistent with the gym. Just lost a lot of weight, or I don't know. The lifts were shit. The body composition was garbage. So what I did, I just watched the Dorian Blood and Guts video, and I just copied those and was doing the whole high intensity principle shit, just kind of like just messing around to get back into it. And so far, that's worked for just building the consistency back. So we'll see how things go. And also, I'm going to call my intern real quick, see if she answers. There's an event that she's having.
The number you are trying to call is not reachable.
All right, phone's off or she blocked me. Who knows? Huna, you're fired. But no, so she's got an event going on with her lifting club and shit like that. I think they're having Crystal Pump down there, and just some powerlifting athletes down there in Florida. So probably post about that at some point. But yeah, like I said, it's gonna be very. Damn, I shouting the fucking mic. I apologize. That level looks red. But yeah, now try to do this weekly. See how it goes. Want to get back into the lives. But I didn't even announce this one because I really wasn't sure how it was gonna go. But do the actual announcement at some other point for a live that's maybe a little longer, a little more substance to it. That's the plan. But yeah, until next time, have a beautiful, beautiful week. Monday's tomorrow. Let's get at it. Shit. Oops.